Everyone, it's Michelle Caruana from the Marketing Junkie podcast. And in this video, I am going to walk through everything you need to know about the iOS 14 update, how it's going to affect your business and your Facebook ads. And I'm going to share exactly what you need to do in order to prepare your business for all of these changes. So if you're wondering if you're going to be affected, how you're going to be affected, exactly what you need to do, this is the video for you. And I'm actually going to be creating an entire playlist about this. So as information gets released, as we come up with new strategies, because we're going to be testing things like crazy, I'm going to continue to add new content to this playlist. So like this video if you find this video useful, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can continue to get updates about Facebook ads, Google ads, all that stuff, and exactly how it's going to be affected by this iOS 14 update and other updates to come. All right, so basically what is happening? What is this iOS 14 update? Basically, Apple is making it a lot easier for people to opt out of data tracking. So they're going to be doing this in two different ways. So number one, in the actual App Store, it's going to be a lot more transparent exactly what data this app is going to track. So as people are starting to download not just Facebook, but all apps across the App Store, again, Apple is going to make it much more transparent, and app installs might decrease as a result. Data privacy is absolutely huge right now, and people are very concerned about it. And while I am fully on board with data privacy, what a lot of people don't realize is that this opting out of data tracking is going to lead to a decreased user experience on the app. So now all of a sudden, when you're kind of scrolling through Facebook, I might start getting ads for hunting gear or something like that, which is not targeted to me. I'm not a hunter. I've never hunted a day in my life. But again, your ads are now going to be less relevant because these third-party advertisers are not going to be able to track your movements online. They're not going to see what you're purchasing, all that good stuff. So it is going to affect people's user experience. And that is really what Facebook is very terrified of. They're very terrified of ad costs going up, losing advertisers on the platform, people dropping from the platform because all of a sudden their newsfeed is filled with all of these irrelevant ads and all that good stuff. All right, so I mentioned that in the App Store, it's going to be much more transparent to users what data is going to be tracked in each app before they actually download the app. But if you already have an app installed on your phone, like Facebook, that tracks user data, when you open this app after you make this new iOS 14 update, there's going to be a pop-up that comes up on your screen, and it's going to basically make it very easy for users with one click to opt out of data tracking. And when you opt out of data tracking, you're also opting out of ad personalization. And Facebook has actually come out and said that they believe that ad personalization opt-in is going to decrease from what it is right now, which is around 100%, to less than 50%. So Facebook thinks that more than 50% of users, when they see this pop up, are going to opt out, and they're going to opt for data privacy, and they're not going to allow these apps to track them. Now, this is going to be absolutely huge for small businesses because Facebook, again, just put out this report, and they're basically saying that there's going to be they're expecting about a 60% cut in terms of revenue that advertisers can expect from their Facebook ads. So basically that's saying if you previously spent $1 on Facebook and could expect $5 in return, essentially you have a 5x return on ad spend. You're getting $5 for every $1 you put in. Now you're going to see that drop to $2. So instead of a 5x return on ad spend, you can expect a 2x return on ad spend. So for every $1 you put in on Facebook ads, you're only getting $2 back. So again, that's a 60% cut, and that is absolutely huge for small businesses, especially e-commerce businesses or any business that heavily relies on Facebook ads to generate revenue. So this is going to be definitely a serious consideration. And something else that I wanted to kind of get out of the way right at the beginning of this video is that this isn't just affecting Facebook and Instagram ads. This is an entire, Apple-wide update. So it's going to affect Google ads, YouTube ads, Pinterest ads. It's going to affect everything. So it is not just Facebook and Instagram ads, but since those are the most widely accessible and the most widely used ad platforms right now or spoken about, that is what everyone is talking about. But it is going to affect all of your ads as long as they rely on user tracking data or conversion events, anything like that, in order to target or optimize the ads. Right, so now who is this affecting? I alluded to this a little bit before, but basically anyone who's using conversion ads, so tracking what people are doing on your website, if people are making purchases, if people are opting in for things, if you are using retargeting ads or conversion-based ads, this is going to affect you. And again, not just for Facebook or Instagram ads, but for all ads. And this is going to make it more difficult to target ads because we're not able to track, again, what people are doing around the web or on our own website. And it's going to make it a lot harder to track results because if we can't tell what people are doing once they click on our site from the Facebook ad, it's going to make it very difficult to establish how effective our Facebook ads are. It's going to make it hard to track what purchases or opt-ins or clicks are coming from Facebook ads. And it's going to make it a lot harder, especially if you have an agency, it's going to be a lot harder to measure results and justify whether or not money should be spent on Facebook or Instagram ads, or again, the mix of all of the different paid ads and avenues that you're using. So it's going to make it a lot more difficult to track these conversion events or retargeting ads, and it's going to make it a lot more difficult to measure results. Now, let's talk about exactly what's happening. There are 5 big changes that you need to be aware about. Change number 1 is that Facebook is now only going to allow up to 8 conversion events. So right now you can have as many custom conversion events as you want. This is not going to affect many very small businesses that are just getting started with Facebook ads. But if you are an e-commerce store, if you have been investing very heavily in Facebook or Instagram ads, this absolutely will affect you. It's going to affect me. I'm going to have to really trim down my conversion events and things like that. I have custom conversion events set up for everything on my website. So now you're only allowed to have 8. This is a big change. Change number 2 is there's not going to be real-time reporting anymore. So previously what we could do is we could send a Facebook or an Instagram ad out into the world, and within a couple hours, depending on the size of the budget and all that good stuff, we wouldn't be able to make any big decisions based on the results, but we would be able to see the results coming in. Now all of that is going to be delayed, so no more real-time reporting. Change number 3 is that Facebook basically said that their ad results might have to be estimated. So this could lead to underreporting on actual results from the Facebook ads, or it could lead to overreporting. So again, this just leads into the fact that it's going to be much harder to analyze the results of Facebook and Instagram ads with this iOS 14 update. The 4th change is that you can no longer break down the results based on the placement, based on age, based on gender, based on region. You can't do that really detailed reporting breakdown of the Facebook ad results because, again, that's a data privacy thing. So this is going to be, again, really big if you use this information and if you use this reporting to create better targeted ads in the future. It's definitely going to affect me, and I'm guessing it's probably going to affect you too. The next change, and the 5th change, is that your default is now going to be a 7-day click attribution window. So this is going to be for all new and existing ads. So this is definitely different. And it is also going to be chosen at the ad set account instead of at the campaign or the account level. So the default is now going to be a 7-day click attribution window, which is definitely different. All right, now let's talk about what you need to do in order to get prepared and set your business up for success before this change actually happens. The first is something that Facebook has actually come out and said that you absolutely should do, and I'm going to upload a tutorial on this later today. So if you're watching this video, feel free to click to the next video on this playlist. I will show you exactly how to do this, but Facebook is basically saying to verify your domain. This will prevent further disruption on their platform, and it will just help make sure this transition goes as smoothly as possible. And it's very, very easy to do. So verify your domain on Facebook. Number 2, and this is just a suggestion, and this is really only going to affect you if you have a WooCommerce site or if you have a Shopify site or anything like that, but you may want to look at installing a plugin or an app called Cappy, C-A-P-I, and basically it's Facebook's conversion API. And it's generally used to supplement the pixel data. So it's It increases the reliability of data passed from your site back to Facebook and back and forth so that you can better optimize your Facebook ads. Now that the Facebook pixel is going to be very limited, this is something that a lot of agency owners and a lot of e-commerce store owners are doing to kind of prepare. This is not a catch-all. This is not a fix-all solution. It's really kind of a band-aid, but it's what a lot of people are doing right now in order to prepare their e-commerce store to at least retain some level of access to data. So again, I'm going to be uploading a separate video on that. So if that affects you, you might want to dig in a little bit deeper and watch that video next. The next thing you're going to want to make sure you do is add in your events manager. I want you to make sure when you're looking at your Facebook pixel, I want you to turn on event matching. Again, this is going to be another separate video because this is more just an overview, but that's something else that Facebook has kind of come out and said that could help you increase your ad targeting and increase the amount of information that your pixel is able to interpret. So go in your events manager and turn on advanced matching. Okay, the fourth thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to consider other Facebook ad objectives other than conversions or other than traffic, other things that are not retargeting ads. So things that don't rely on tracking users' data. So for example, I have a strategy that a lot of people use where basically I will put a informational video out there because we all know that video ads are much less expensive than conversion ads. And again, there's a million other factors, but basically what I'll do is I'll put a video ad out there and then I will retarget anybody who watched that video with another ad. Now, it does seem that in-app activity, so any activity that takes place on Facebook or on Instagram, is still going to be retargetable. So Facebook is able to track that in-app activity. So basically, if anybody watches that video, I then retarget them with a conversion ad or with an ad to actually buy something or opt into something. So instead of just retargeting people that visited my website or something like that, I'm actually keeping that retargeting action on Facebook. And that is a strategy that I'm going to be using a lot more. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about that in future videos. But just consider other objectives, start brainstorming about ways that you can retarget people based on their in-app activity. So if they like your post, if they watch your videos, if they engage with you, anything like that, you might want to start considering other objectives that are not based on retargeting or based on conversion events. The next thing you want to do is you want to start investigating if you sell things online. I want you to start investigating Facebook shops and Instagram shops. So this is something that has been really popular in my brick and mortar business membership. A lot of people are selling things right on Facebook and Instagram. And again, because that activity is taking place in the actual app, Facebook is able to use that information to better deliver ads to that person. So that is something that you should start looking into, start maybe getting verified in order to do that. I know there are a couple steps to set up your products and things like that. So again, if you're an e-commerce focused store, definitely look into Facebook and Instagram shops. Now, these next 3 tips are probably going to be the most important. So the first one of the last 3 tips is going to be you really need to start diversifying your organic and your paid traffic sources. A lot of people are absolutely losing their minds over this iOS 14 update. I personally am not, because something that I always make sure to do is diversify all of my organic traffic, especially. So I'm getting organic traffic from Pinterest. I have all of my YouTube videos out there. I have, I think, 150 YouTube videos out there now that are constantly driving traffic to my site. And the difference with organic content like YouTube videos or blog articles is people search for them. And because I optimize my titles and my descriptions, people are still able to find my information and things like that without me having to track their data, without me having to monitor or retarget their activity. So make sure you have a good content strategy in place so that you are constantly showing up, so that you are showing up in search results and that you're not just relying on paid ads. Because again, this is not something that's going to go away. This is not a trend. Data privacy is a huge issue right now. And these ad blockers and pixel blockers and all that good stuff and third-party cookies, all that stuff is not going away. Ad blockers are going to continue to increase in popularity. And the amount of data we're going to be able to track is going to keep decreasing. So this is something you need to get ahead of, because YouTube and search engine optimization, all of that is a long-term strategy. So Again, follow my channel if you want some more organic content marketing advice. Again, I am not worried about this iOS 14 update because I have a constant flow of traffic to my site. I'm constantly building my email list and things like that through my organic traffic sources. All right, speaking of that, I want you to, and this is the second tip, I want you to start building your other business assets. So stop relying on Facebook ads if you are so focused on retargeting and these conversion events. I want you to start building your email list through, again, organic traffic from other ways. Get on podcasts, get out there more, be featured on other channels if you're still growing yours. But have a lead magnet and be constantly building your email list, and also build your SMS, your texting list. Start coming up with a strategy where you can actually collect phone numbers because, again, Facebook ads, it all boils down to being able to connect with your customers and contact them and put your products and services in front of them. So as long as we're building up other ways in order to contact our customers, build relationships with them, tell stories to them, really just connect with them. That is what it all boils down to. So as we head into the new year, I want you to really think of ways you can connect and form relationships with your customers without using Facebook ads. So again, we're going to be focusing on organic content, building our business assets that we own, like our email list, our SMS list, things like that. Those are both going to be huge things in 2021. Right. And then the last thing that I want you to really think about as we head into the new year is how you can increase your customer lifetime value, how you can increase your customer retention, and how you can utilize your customer base to either market your products and services for you through referrals or how they can become affiliates for you. So, first of all, let's talk about customer lifetime value. We all know that it's a lot harder to get a brand new customer, to acquire a new customer through a Facebook ad or something like that, than it is to keep a customer. So, do surveys, hop on the phone with your current customers. What else do they need? Is there a part of your customer value letter that you're missing? So, for example, if you have a course, maybe there's a membership that you could add onto the back end. If you sell a signature program, maybe there is a deeper dive on one particular topic, kind of like a spotlight course, what Amy Porterfield refers, a really deep dive on one very specific topic. Maybe you could do a spotlight course. So for example, my Play Cafe Academy program is my signature program. I am looking to create a spotlight course that really dives deep on birthday parties specifically, or creating an e-commerce store for the brick and mortar indoor playground. Those would be example of spotlight courses. And these are all ideas that I've got from asking my current customer base, people that have already bought from me and love my trainings and things like that. If you are a product-based business, let's say you sell puppy toys or something like that. Maybe there's something that your customers could use now that their dogs are a little bit older. Maybe there's a product or a service that you're not offering them yet that they would be willing and ready to buy from you. And hopefully you have their contact information, maybe their phone number, maybe their email address. So this is something that you really want to think about, is what you can continue to sell to your current customers. Now let's talk about retention. Now, if you have a brick and mortar business, if you have a subscription, if you have a membership-based business, something that we're always thinking about is how to prevent cancellations, how to make sure that people continue to love us and pay us month after month after month. So in my business, I have a membership business. That is exactly what I'm going to be really focusing on as we get into the new year. Not only how I can get new members, but also how can I create templates and systems in my business to make sure that if somebody is thinking about canceling, I can go ahead and reassure them that my membership is exactly where they need to be. It's worth the investment, all that good stuff. So customer retention, whatever you can do to keep your current customers, that is going to be something that is very, very important in the coming year as we sort of navigate all of these changes to advertising and cookie blocking and all of that good stuff. Now, the last thing that I mentioned is tapping into your current customer base to leave you reviews, refer you to a friend. Again, affiliates are absolutely huge right now. Something that I am going to be really focusing on in 2021 is my affiliate strategy. So giving other people the tools, email swipe files, ad swipe files, how to talk about my products, their own specific sales pages to sell my programs and services to their customer base. So I'm actually able to tap into someone else's customer base or their audience without having to utilize any paid ads or anything like that, because that customer base or that audience already knows, likes, and trusts them. So they're a lot more willing to buy from me if they personally recommend them. And influencers or people in your network are going to be much more likely to recommend your products and services if you do make them affiliate partners, meaning they get a percentage commission from any product or service you sell. Now, somebody that I had on my YouTube channel a few weeks ago, Rise Supplements, I had the CEO or the president, Nick, on my podcast and YouTube channel, and they recently started using their customers as affiliates. So they're giving their customers discount codes. They're empowering their customers to actually start being brand ambassadors for them. And that is something I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of because, again, this is all organic strategy. So these people are posting on their social media platforms, on their Instagram stories, on their Facebook, and they're reaching their own audiences. So this is a great way to expand your reach without using any Facebook ads. So you're still paying a commission to your affiliates, but it's a lot less risk for you as a business owner because generally you don't pay affiliates unless they actually make sales for you. So if Facebook ads do start increasing in cost and Pinterest ads and YouTube ads and all that stuff, affiliate marketing is going to be an absolutely huge trend in 2021 and beyond. All right, I really hope that cleared some things up about the iOS 14 update for you, and I hope it got your mind turning. And honestly, I hope it actually left you feeling really invigorated and excited. Again, it all boils down to being able to connect with your customers and form relationships with them. And all we have to do is to be able to reach them. So while these changes are definitely going to impact the reliability of Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Google ads, there are other ways to get creative. And the good news is if you're still watching this video, I know that you're an innovator and I know that you are going to survive as a business owner because so many people in the market will just give up. If their Facebook ads start working, they won't get creative and find new ways to reach their customers. So if you're still watching this video, I know that you're going to get creative. I know that you're going to pivot, and I know you're going to find a way to survive and also thrive in your business. All right, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to continue putting out new content as more information becomes available as I continue to test out new things. And if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing and content marketing and everything I mentioned in this video, again, it's all available on my channel. All right, have a great day. If you want to listen to my podcast on iTunes, it is The Marketing Junkie. I put out a new episode every single Tuesday. All right, see you guys over there.